Hello, everyone. Welcome to another open chat. Let's see who's here. Justice for Deb. I haven't seen you in a good while, dear. It's good to see you. Nice to see you, Miss Jenny. Hello, Sean. And hi, everybody's. So yeah, it's been a week. So for any of us who follow this, Paul is home at the moment. He's getting around like a 90-year-old man, but he's getting around.
He's getting there.
Well, he started about like over 200. He slowly graduated to being moving around like a 150-year-old. Today he's more around 90-year-old. Like all he had to do was look out the window, shake his hand. Get off the lawn, you whippersnappers, and I probably would have lost my shit.
I mean, no, it's the common catchphrase is "damn it, church," isn't it?
Pretty much. But
then
no.
it will be damn, and then it will be right there.
Yeah, but get off my lawn with the way he's moving though lately. That
true.
Like perfect. Perfect.
Also, Miss Chloe is sick. Miss Chloe is very sick. I mean, she's just got a chest infection. Nobody knows how the hell I got this one. But we damn well know that I'm going to be fine.
All right. And where did you take us, Deb?
I'm good.
I'm interested. She got back from a trip. So he got home. I'm, as usual, exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
As per my modus operandi these days. Somehow I never had kids, and yet I'm still always exhausted.
Don't have
all
kids.
The time.
Don't have kids? No, but you've got a massive adult that acts like a kid.
Please don't remind me.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Fair enough.
But anyways, some interesting stuff going on. So I got not one, but two trials in May to pay attention to. See, in May is when the bill goes on the floor to ban the JRC from using any adversives of any kind on the Massachusetts House Senate. So I'm going to be pulling double duty. When we manage to get to Virginia, I may have to beg somebody to come get my ass. But then I'm also going to be right next to my phone watching the Stop the Shock feed as well. Because it can go bad or it can go really good. If they can both go really good at the same time, that would be fantastic. If we can get him justice and get the JRC fucking stopped at the same time, my God, us in the disability community should declare a holiday at that moment. We should just declare a freaking holiday.
I throw my interpretation into the ring. Instead of American Independence Day, it's going to be Autistic Independence Day.
Disability.
Because,
yeah, people with disability are stuck in that hellhole. ADHD, autism, various mental illnesses, Down syndrome, Angelman syndrome.
Yeah.
No, I said it once, I said it again. If some idiot ever dares to threaten to throw my little baby nephew in that place, there would be hell to pay. Hell to pay. And not just from me either, but from my brother Joe, my oldest brother.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, the Daniels temper, it's a special thing. And And I have both the Daniels temper and the Lewis temper to go along with it. Because, yeah. Don't invoke the rage. Don't do it.
No. This is why we don't piss off the Tiffany.
Or we try to. We make a concerted effort.
Yes, quite so.
Because
Is Mr. Meow asleep?
Because Paul messed up my routine twice today. Twice.
So I have to drop kick him on the phone after stream tonight.
He's like, but I need to. I know you need water.
I drop kick him down the phone tonight.
Be kind. I mean, he's still recovering, and I get it, but
Chloe, you're sick as shit. Don't do it.
yeah, no. All right, so enough talking about ourselves, but yeah, those two things are going to be running at the same time. So if I'm exhausted now, holy shit.
God forbid what happens to you then.
God, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to need a chair. Yes, I know it's a crowd. Yes, I support you. I got two things going on at once. But yeah, I'm definitely. Yeah, I'm going to be doing double time. Big time. And I had one of the survivors reach out this week from JRC. They were in the quote-unquote high-functioning program. Yeah, and they offered to help me with information, which is fantastic. But what I would love to do is actually be able to talk to one of them and get them to speak. Because it's one thing when you're doing an interview with mainstream media, but when you're talking to one of your own, as we all know, it's always a different story. When you have somebody sitting there who understands your particular diagnosis, yeah, it's a bit of a different ball game. So I'm going to work on that, obviously. For me, it's a huge thing that somebody who went through that kind of hell, or even if it was, quote unquote, the lighter side, I don't believe in the lighter side of the JRC. You still had to witness it, to hear the screams, to not react, or you might be next. So it would probably be a hard interview to watch, but necessary. And I want to put all the pressure on those bastards that I can possibly manage to throw in their general direction. So let me see here. Yes, I have heard that it would be televised. I still want to be there in person. It's a personal thing. When and if I have the ability to do so, I like to be there for my fellows in person. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. Like, if I could bilocate, my ass would be both at the Depp trial and right there on the Massachusetts Senate floor. Like, if I
had the money, I totally would, but again, I'm broke.
Yeah, no. Story of my life. Not so much right now, because yay, tax refund.
Yeah, I mean, but still, for me, it's about like $8,000 to go over to the States, so it's like, nah.
Oh, goodness. All right, so how is everybody doing in the chat? And while you all tell me how you're doing in your chat, I'm going to rant about something. Can fucking AH get the hell off my timeline?
Oh no.
Can we stop sharing everything she does? I don't care what she eats. I don't care what she looks like. I don't care if she's gained weight, lost weight, if she's styling, if she's not. I don't care. She's an evil psycho hose beast, to use a phrase from the 90s, okay? I have to deal with enough psycho in my day-to-day life. Thank you. I don't need to see that shit on my timeline, too. You know what I mean? No, seriously. Like, there was a post out where she was making salad and what the hell's on her plate and da-da-da. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. What I don't understand about this particular trial, and maybe it's the autism in me, but why the hell do I need to know what she's doing every moment of the day? Why? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing?
We don't need an explanation of why you just took a dump. That sort of thing.
She's an evil bitch. That's really all I need to know. What's in the court documents. That's what I need to know. What she's eating, what she's wearing, where she's walking. I don't need to know that shit. But Tiffany, she's in Italy doing an ableist movie. Believe me, I know. I've been handling it. I've been getting that information out there to autistic Twitter. And we do what we usually do with it and run with it. If that movie actually gets made, if that movie actually chooses to demonize and dehumanize quote autistic character, we will handle it like we handled the Sia thing for the same shit. Other than that,
you're going to have to run that by me because I don't know about that.
I still think she's an idiot. Like, honey, you're in my wheelhouse now. Like, what in God's green earth were you thinking when you took that role? Like, you were there. You had to have seen online what happened with Sia when she made that goddamn movie, right?
No, to be quite honest, someone's going to have to run that by me because I really don't know.
She made a musical called Music about an autistic girl. She wanted to be a musical Rain Man. That's using her terminology, I might add. So I knew this was going to be a fucking train wreck. Just from that one statement. I knew it was going to be garbage. Then she made the movie in connection with a group closely affiliated with Autism Speaks. Another red flag. But I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I was going to be kind. I wasn't just going to assume the worst. Then the trailer dropped. And this is how she made autistic people look. I kid you not. It's on the trailer. It's in the goddamn poster. She also portrayed, in that particular movie, a way of restraining autistic person that has got autistic kids fucking killed. Full body on top of body. Older man on top of a young 14-year-old autistic girl. Full body restraint. Autistics have suffocated and died from that form of restraint. I get to see the news reports every single day. Every single day. So that was a part of it. So harmful, horrific stereotypes of an autistic person. That's bad enough. And then showing in the movie horrible, improper restraints of said autistic person. And it gets even better. It's not even really about the autistic person. It is about her neurotypical druggy ass sister and how through her sister she becomes uplifted and becomes the neurotypical fucking savior. Yeah. 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 Bad. Bad. There's a reason why the autistic community did what we did. It was bad. It was dehumanizing. It was stereotyping us. It was horrible. But this movie, oh no, it was like whoever saw Sia's musical turned around, said, Sia, hold my beer. Because now we have someone who's supposed to be an autistic kid, right? And the villagers want to kill him because they think they're possessed. Great. I love to be compared to demon possession. Fantastic. And to top it all off, then this psychologist comes, a female psychologist. I'm not sexist by any means, but I do know my history, and history is sexist. Are you trying to tell me there was a female psychologist in the 1800s? Have you lost your goddamn mind?
They were fairly recent, female psychologists.
Indeed.
Correct?
Indeed. Oh, and to make it better, who's going to be this savior psychologist who is going to correctly diagnose the boy in the 1800s before autism was even a diagnosis in the first place?
Dumb blonde bitch.
Oh, our neurotypical savior is going to be fucking Amber. That's just insult on top of injury right there. That is insult on top of injury. So I know the group that produces it are backing Johnny. They're backing Minamata. I understand that. I know that they're saying they're still working with him and still backing him. Okay. Great.
But why make it?
Why the fuck are you throwing the rest of us neurodiverse under the bus, dehumanizing us, demonizing us in the eyes of the public when we already have to go through that every single day of our lives? And if you don't think they do it, watch sometime. If you got an autistic friend, watch how people interact with them every time they walk out the door. Just kind of watch how people look at them, how we're treated, how we're talked to. It happens to us every single goddamn day. And not just us, but people with ADD, ADHD, dyslexia. You have any kind of neurodiverse diagnosis whatsoever? Yeah. So, as I say to the rest of you who told me, wait, they're still working with them, but that's not my problem. My problem is the movie's premise in the first fucking place. I'm sorry. I'm glad they're good with Johnny. That is fantastic. Glad to hear it. But I won't let this go. Will not let it go. It's enough already. And the people who sit there and say, but it's just a movie, I'll say it again. Every goddamn day of our lives, every one of us has that one motherfucker who still, to this fucking day, asks us about Rain Man.
It's not so much over in the UK.
That movie was made.
It's not so much in the UK, but I think it is definitely a thing over there in the States. But the thing is, we only just get looked at in the UK if we're stimming in public. I mean, I squeak because I was sitting outside a restaurant, not a restaurant, like a baker's, like a bakery today. And I just made a couple of friends because I used to serve some of them in in the shop that I worked at, and one of them's got autism as well. She's older than me, but like when she stims, so she does that. So she rocks back and forth. I didn't ask her about it because I didn't want to, because I felt no one should ask about a stim. No one should ask unless, like, I understand it to a degree, but like I wouldn't ask about like someone comes up to me and goes, "Wait, why do you do that? You're hurting my kid." I'm not. How am I hurting your kid? How am I influencing this kid to be autistic? It was your fault for having the kid, and now you think it's autistic. Okay, cool. Jog on, love.
Oh, and it gets better. She supposedly cures the kid. So we're not only dehumanizing, we're not only demonizing, but we're also going to push cure culture down people's throats as if we don't put up with that enough already. Every goddamn day of our lives. Do you folks know? So I interact with a lot of autism moms, and some of them are what I like to call Autism Mom TM, where they use their children's diagnosis to bitch, moan, complain, and be a goddamn martyr. Many of them use their kids' disability in order to get money from others. They make money off the backs of their kids. Yeah. And they'll sell you anything. Oh, they're snake oil salesmen, these people. They'll tell you, go on the gluten-free diet. That will cure them. Oh, we have this powder. Oh, we have this pill. For the love of God, in the UK, I shit you not, bleach. And Yale came out with a recent study. Speaking of recent news, put nicotine patches on autistic kids, and it will help stop some of the meltdowns. Yeah.
I found out I'm allergic to nicotine from them. So yeah, no.
So, yeah, when we say shit like this has real life, real world consequences, stuff like cure culture, especially when they produce it in movies, just give these bastards and bitches a platform to use their snake oil. And a lot of times it has caused death. Yes, yes, Sean B. I saw this the other day on autistic Twitter. Apparently, Yale did a study where they've started putting patches on young autistic children, nicotine patches, to help stop some of the behaviors. I shit you not. They would have even mentioned that to my mom when I was a kid. She would have lost her shit. Which would have been kind of fun to watch, but
I know, but still, your mother. Your mother's terrifying.
she like, it's one thing when you want to give her a pill to help her pay attention in class. It's an entirely other thing when you want to do that sort of thing. And yes, Jenny, thank you. If anything, it would make it worse. Yes, nicotine is a stimulant. It doesn't take away energy, it adds energy.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick, guys.
Okay, honey. So, yeah, that has recently become a thing, folks. I wish to God that I was kidding. And I saw a study years and years ago. This is circa about 2008. And I kid you not, they were actually saying autistics should use alcohol so that it could help us be more social. Yeah, I'm not joking. That was actually suggested circa 2008, 2009. They came out with give autistics alcohol so that they could be more normal and more social. That is what all this crap is geared towards. The medical model all of it. And when Hollywood jumps on the bandwagon, that's just setting fire to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And people wonder why people with neurodiversity end up with drug addictions.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought, like, go to the bathroom because it feels like one of those coughing fits that I might not recover from.
I get you. But yeah, cure culture is a thing. Cure culture kills autistics, whether through drug addiction, alcoholism, bleach, or lest we forget, remember when I mentioned that there was a school out in the UK, I believe it was some study in the UK where they were blasting radiation into the heads of autistic kids. Yeah. Real world consequences. So I don't ever want anyone to sit there and tell me, like you, Ben Sharpro, it's just a movie. She's just acting. It's not just a movie. You're
That
talking
shit hits on another personal level, am I right?
you're talking about millions of people all over the world that this shit affects. And when you are pushing dangerous things that have ended up with kids dead, or kids abused, or kids who now have a lifelong addictions because of a cure or to make us more normal, there's real life consequences.
Yep.
And any mother that sits there and starts with that crap, oh, I get angry quick. I get angry real quick. But yeah, doctors to overdose on ADD kids on medication like Adderall. See, I had the misdiagnosis of ADD as a kid. I've told you all this. I was put on Ritalin from when I was in the second grade. And gradually over time, instead of helping me deal with the quote unquote issues, they continued to up my dosage. They switched me to Adderall when I became a teenager. By the time I was graduating high school, I was on 150 milligrams of Adderall a day. I was also on 100 milligrams of Zoloft a day. And I was told to take them at the same time.
That's a suicide mission waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they finally correctly diagnosed me. And oh, get this, they correctly diagnosed me. But they kept me on the same medication and kept upping the dose. Eventually, it was me being able to make an informed adult decision. I weaned myself off of the Adderall and off of the Zoloft because by that time I had become a complete unfeeling zombie. So, yeah, I know all about what they do to those kids with ADD, uppers, downers. And instead of helping them find reasonable accommodations, they keep throwing pills at them. Now, on one hand, I am 1,000% against pseudoscience. Don't get it twisted. And don't even get me started on anti-vaxxers, because that's a conversation that can go on for the next 10, 15, possibly 30 years. But do I think Big Pharma has a lot to answer for when it comes to ADHD and ADD kids? A lot to answer for when it comes to autistic kids? You bet your fucking ass I do. Things done in right doses can assist kids. But when you are giving kids medicine, but you are not also providing reasonable accommodations, and helping them to be able to learn how best practices. We're going to use some old terminology from my state days. When we're not teaching best practices on how to deal with some of the harder parts of having ADD or ADHD, and we just keep upping the dose, and then you wonder why they become drug addicts later. People, if you want to know what Ritalin is, what Adderall is at its core, it's an amphetamine. It is legalized speed. Kids literally take it in college who don't have these diagnoses to be able to stay up late and be able to continue to study or to get skinny. Believe me, I know these things. But yeah. And yeah, and people gaslight those kids into thinking that the doctor wasn't trying to killing them. Overdose leads to death. Like, exactly. I could have died. In fact, I think a lot of and Chloe's seen my leg spasms. They're no joke. They're painful. They go on all day, every day. I actually think what caused those spasms probably all draws back to being on that high level of speed while being forced to take an antidepressant that strong at the same time. I really do.
I mean,
yeah, I could have died if I would have continued on. Go ahead, Chloe.
I've had to educate one of my neighbors. You know her, Casey. I kind of went on one of those, Chloe, you're in a bad mood. Chloe, you need to rant about your autism. You need to rant about why the system's so fucked. Sort of moods. So I went to her, and bearing in mind, she's stoned out of her face at this point, so she has no idea what the hell is going on. And I'm ranting and bitching to her, and I'm like, so why is it the fact that male brains were studied on more than female brains? Bearing in mind, there's more undiagnosed females than there are males nowadays. So why is it that someone like my brother at the age of 2 can get a diagnosis of autism, but we can't get a diagnosis until the age of 10, 20? Why the fuck does that go on? And then
I was diagnosed. Didn't we get diagnosed like I did incorrectly?
And then and then she was like, there are more and then she was like, so there's more male autistics, and I was like, no, there isn't. There's a more likely chance that there are more female autistics than there are male autistics.
It's because nobody studies females. We present differently.
If you study the female brain, like, this is where my brain gets baffled a little bit, because it's like, why are we so fucking sexist? Because, like, my brother got a diagnosis at the age of 2. I had to wait until I was basically in secondary school.
It's been a thing for years where they've truly believed that males were more prevalent. Not true. Fact of the matter is, boys are more noticeable. See, as girls, what we do in school, depending on where we fall, we mimic. We find the most social butterfly in the room in kindergarten. We watch everything that they do, everything that they say, how they move. This is how we learn to act and how to start building our masks. We watch them, we imitate it. Then there was me. Who did you imitate? My mom.
There was this one question. So my neighbor then asked me, so who did you mimic then? I look at my because I went to school with my neighbor. I gave her the one look. She was like, oh. you just play a character. I was like, yeah, I basically play my own character in my own head. It's fucking amazing. People should try it.
Okay, so basically, yeah. Yeah, we really do. See, all these people, they love to talk about inclusion. They love to talk about diversity. They love to beat you down the head with feminism and every other ism in the planet. But
I need to get my
except,
water. I'll be right back.
who do they not protect? What is the one group that never gets brought up in these conversations? What is the one group that I have literally never, ever seen a celebrity win an award and get up and talk about how we should be protected and our voices should be heard? What is that one group that has never had that guy that has stood up that we need to listen to the voices of the disability of the community? Well, that would be us.
Mhm.
That would be us, folks. Mental health is not discussed nearly enough, but it is still discussed more than neurodevelopmental and physical disabilities. That's a fact. That's a fact. The only people who bring up disability issues are disabled people. That's it.
Yeah.
And you want to know who had the autistics back all this time fighting the JRC? A group called ADAPT. And ADAPT is the same group that is the reason why we have ramps and bus ramps and reasonable accommodations all across the world. It was them laying in front of buses. It was them refusing to get off buses or be put in the back. It was their work and their civil disobedience that got us those things. And when the rest of the world wouldn't say a word at what was happening at the JRC, there was ADAPT out on the street. And they had their signs, they had blowhorns, they hacked into the speaker system of the city of Washington, D.C., and they played the screams of Andre McCollins over the live speakers over the entire city.
Why does it sound like something Paul would do, though? It does sound like something he would do, though, wouldn't it?
And they showed up and they had their wheelchairs and their reasonable accommodations, and they showed up live there to protest. And they were grabbing people off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And it made a lot of people uncomfortable. He's like, think about how those kids feel in that school every single day. This is what's happening. This is what they do to people. ADAPT is amazing. ADAPT is amazing. But why is it that when horrific human rights violations are happening, civil rights violations happening, people's autonomy, like Britney Spears, being ripped away from them, and they don't even have the ability to fight back? Why is it always, except for Britney's case, I hope to see more of what happened with her case, why is it only us? See, I don't believe in this inclusiveness and this diversity. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's selective. It's defend all women when it's women like AH. But it's not defend all women when it's Jennifer Masumba. It's all people. I won't get into the race thing, but yeah.
Yeah, please don't, because that's still kind of a 2-year fresh topic.
My only question is, where the hell are the people? Because they prey on poor Black communities, the JRC. Black communities that have no access to any accommodations, any programs, no nothing. They prey on those poor communities out in New York and throughout the East Coast and even on the West Coast. And they snap up those kids. 70% of the students at the JRC are Black. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. I would like to know why. Start including us in the conversation, especially kids who come from, we'll say, different backgrounds, who are already having to deal with shit. You add disability on top of it, and people who prey on those groups already. Yeah. I'll believe that you care about inclusion and diversity when you stop leaving disabled people out of the conversation. When you start caring about the people who are being preyed on and then drugged to that hellhole known as the JRC.
Mm-hmm.
When you stop giving these people the right to completely snap away and take away someone's autonomy and a right to make decisions over their lives whatsoever, then I'll believe you care about inclusion. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're not a certain way, they don't give a damn about you. They really don't. And Brittany is my case in point. Every time she does something now, takes a pic, does anything really, there they are saying, see, she's out of control. See? No,
she's free.
There's other celebrities who took nudie photos, okay? This is hardly new in Hollywood. I don't see you coming after them saying they need guardians. There's a double standard. There's people who are being left out. I don't like this where we only protect certain people. It's Animal Farm, people. It's Animal Farm. Some people are more equal than others. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there.
It's okay.
Let's read some of the here.
Oh.
Depression and anxiety get talked about, but they refuse to look at ADD, ADHD, and autism. They'd rather cause us more pain. They want to cure us, or they want to kill us. It's one and the other, depending on the week. Or they want to experiment on us like we're lab rats. In fact, folks, Paul went through that when he was a child. He was experimented on.
Because of schizotypal disorder, correct?
Mm-hmm. And he had shock treatment used on him. It didn't go well.
That explains why he has a really, really, really seething hatred for the Orleys.
Yeah. There's a reason.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, they shocked him once. He got up and basically went Hulk smash.
That explains a lot, to be quite honest.
So yeah, now we're going to read some of this here. The Brittany case brings up a lot of things that has been going on with a lot of us, and it's been going on for years. She put a spotlight on a fight that has been going on for decades to end this idea of full guardianship over a full adult person. All those issues that happened with her is happening to a lot of disabled people all over the world. And I thank God, I really do, that she has not even thought once of dropping the baton now that hers is over. Girl's got some fight in her. She's like, oh no, now we're getting the rest of them. I'm glad to see it. Because she's got a massive platform. There's an enormous amount of good that she has the ability to do. And I am glad that in spite of how hard it is, some of us can't pick up the fight. Some of us have been so goddamn traumatized by the abuse, the pills, the blame, that at some point they don't necessarily give up, but they focus on their own lives. And that's okay, because reliving that trauma, fighting the fight, is extremely difficult. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's not. It is a reliving. It is. So seeing her be able to come out and be strong and continue to use her voice in spite of the shit that she went through, because she knows deep down there are thousands of others who are also being put through it. That is something I have never seen. I have never seen that. I have never seen a celebrity like Britney take that sort of stand, not just for themselves, once their situation was dealt with. I'd like to see more of it. And here's some other things here. It came out that Britney's mom was drugging her, and when she accomplished that, Lynn went to James and told him to send Britney to rehab, and they did everything else. Oh, I'm not fucking surprised. I'm not even remotely surprised. Wow. But she doesn't even have issues. Those issues were made up by her mom drugging her. I'm going to quote Mr. Mackey. Drugs are bad, okay? But still, she's still using her experience. She's lived in our shoes. She lived in our shoes for 13 years. She's using that experience to fight back, and it's amazing. Hello, Miss Diamond Knight. I'm glad to see it. I would like to see more celebrities do it, because there's a few of us in there. Oh, I forget. There is one. We've got one. And I already loved him because he's a brilliant actor, Sir Anthony Hopkins. That is my boy.
Diamond Knight asked, what did I miss?
So we're kind of talking about, I kind of got off on a rant here because I was talking about that wonderful little film of A.H. going to be a psychologist in the 1800s. My God, why do people love to just butcher history? But that's neither here nor there. That's my history nerd just appalled. And it's an autistic kid. And the villagers think he's possessed by a demon. Yes, please compare our autism to being like a demon. Yes, like that hasn't been done every day of our damn lives. But anyways, neither here nor there. But then A.H. is just going to show up, properly diagnose him before the autism diagnosis even existed. And she's going to cure him. And that just sent me off on a very long rant.
Also, Chloe's sick as shit, so if Chloe's not saying much, that's why.
Well, we got about 11 minutes here, and then we'll have you go and get some rest.
Because I'm sick as shit.
Because, yeah, Diamond Knight, we've moved from Yoni to JRC to disability rights, and the fact that I've been ranting that these people like to sit there and shove diversity and inclusion down our throats, but it's only inclusion and diversity when it's about the people they like. It's you never see the disabled people at the table. And we've been demanding a seat for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long, long God. Like people like Temple Grandin and me and John Elders Robertson and Alex Plank, we had to freaking claw our way to be able to have a seat at the table. Claw our way. Oh, it's my weekend, Diamond. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. And then I'm going to use my brand new vacuum that I had to research. Because here's another rant just to cheer you all up a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Because even my dirt devil got like completely screwed up because of kitty litter. So I went into research mode when I was in lull between calls. And I could do it because I was looking at the Wayfair site. And I looked for, I need a pet vacuum. I need something that is going to be able to vacuum up the litter and not die. And I not have to buy a vacuum once every like 3 months.
Ow.
So I dug and dug, and it finally came yesterday. And it was like cost me $123. And yeah, I got the vacuum. Oh, and Diamond and I was talking about the fact that I'm going to have to do double duty in May because Deb's trial, and then I also have the bill introduced into the Massachusetts Senate to be debated on whether to ban all adversives. Well, it's kind of a two-pronged deal. JRC would have to end all adversive treatments
or shut down,
or they would lose funding. That's the bill. And it's been a bill that's been reintroduced nearly every single year since 2012. And it's our last Mary. When the DC Circuit Court overturned that FDA ban, I was shattered. Like I'm pretty sure you saw me coming into Paul and I like tears. Like
you were stressed
and angry and sad. But yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on that. And they're going to be going on at the same time. So it's going to be me in the crowd while I'm looking this. Okay, and Diamond. Our best vacuum broke, needs a new belt. The only vacuum we have now is so small it weighs as much as an empty box, and we have 4 dogs and a cat. Well, I'm trying out this new Bissell. It's called, let me see here. It's called Bissell Cleanview Rewind, and it's supposed to be made for pet owners.
I've got a Hetty 160, and it does what it needs to do, but it don't like doing what it needs to do.
I've seen vacuums like that, but yeah. Hopefully this will be the vacuum. My one true vacuum.
Hopefully.
Other girl.
I posted
I swear to God.
By the way.
I'm so not a normal girl. Every other girl's like, I need my one true love. And then there's me. I need my one true vacuum.
Yeah.
My one true towel and my one true library. Then I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, with me, it's kind of cleaning supplies. Oh, speaking of which, my neighbor didn't tell me that she used a lot of. I'm not sure if you. I definitely think you have it. The pink stuff in the tiny little tub.
I probably haven't used it in years, but it sounds familiar.
It smells so nice. My neighbor didn't tell me that she used most of my tub, and yeah, I was debating whether or not I was looking at. They were selling a massive tub of it in the pound shop today, and I was like, I'm debating whether or not to spend 150 and buy a new one for it, because it was a really nice tub, and it was like a lot bigger than this other thing. Chloe went no. Chloe went. I have to do something else. But I also ended up buying a body scrub and some new bath stuff. The body scrub didn't make it home, so I don't know where the fuck that's gone. No, here was the thing, right? It's Soap and Glory, so it's a really fucking expensive brand, right? This is from Christmas cards, guys. Don't worry. And it was more of a like, I would just want to sort myself out before summer, you know?
Right.
I don't know where it's gone. Checked my bag. I checked my handbag. Weren't there. Checked the actual bag that I carried all my stuff home in. Weren't there. I screamed. I was like, oh no. Whoop, and now there's £3 down the drain that I'm not going to see again. So.
All right. Well, we've got one viewer left, and I suspect it's Diamond Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Chloe needs to rest because she has a respiratory infection, and she's so brave on the show, even though I'm like, it's okay. Take care of your health. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Definitely, I'm a fucking bitch. I will do it. And then it's just like, but if I end up leaving stream, I will be watching it on chat because I will probably be crying and phoning Paul straight after.
All right, so guys, I know it's a few minutes
about how that happened.
Okay, we got a few more minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so like, I made hot dogs for dinner last night. Okay, didn't know I had plastic on, so I went to the bathroom, trying to, you know, expose it, get rid of it, and yeah, I started coughing. Tiffany was in the room. I phoned Paul and I was like, I should probably call 999, shouldn't I? And they were like, Chloe, for fuck's sake, did you just bring up blood again? Yes. Whilst I'm crying, and I'm like, yeah. Call 999. Don't be an arsehole this time.
No, I'll do you better. Don't be Paul.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, you've seen him. He's getting around like a 90-year-old.
Even he said it. He was like, don't be like me. And I was just like, I need to call 999 then.
Yeah, don't do the thing.
So I'm totally not. Like, so I phoned the ambulance service. Took them about 3 hours to answer me back. That was fun. And then I like during between, like, I had like 20 missed phone calls from all my mates, and I'm like, I hate everything.
All right, so folks, we only got a few seconds left, so we're going to go ahead and close out. I do want to thank all of you, especially for putting up with my rants. I can't help it. The more I deep dive into JRC, the more I see this stupid crap, and the more I see the crap with medicine that people like us, like Deb, like Brittany, that all of us are being constantly put through. If anyone thinks we even have a disability or mental illness for 5 minutes, I really can't really help myself all that much. I am who I am. So thank you for putting up with me and coming to the stream, guys. We'll be here next Monday if Chloe doesn't have to go to the hospital, because if she doesn't, I will teleport. I will find a way. All right.
No, it's gonna be like renew passport. I'm coming to Stansted Airport. What? Get your ass to the hospital.
Or I will carry you there. Or maybe put you in a wheelbarrow. We can wheelbarrow this.
I mean, the funny part is the accident and emergency unit is it's about 2 buses, no, 3 buses from where I live to there, and then 3 buses back. If we're not including trains, then it will take even longer.
All right, so everyone, we will see you later next Monday. And someday, eventually, Miss Chloe will get her YouTube back up and going.
I've just been sick, so I'm having a couple of sick days.
All right, we're getting ready to close out, dude. I'm so sorry, but you can catch us on the playback. Miss Chloe, she's got to get a rest. She's got a respiratory, and we're getting ready to head out. But just kind of do the watch back, okay? All right, everyone. We're going to catch you all later. Bye-bye.